You've probably seen those videos on YouTube that are like top 5 things to add to your landing page to make it convert better. And you might have even tried these videos, and most likely they haven't worked. And there is a very fundamental reason for why this is happening and why it's not helping you increase the conversion rate of your store. The first thing that we're going to cover is just a quick note on what you're currently doing that you should not be doing and is hurting your conversions. The second thing is going to be this mindset shift that you must have, and this very important psychological, like it's not a trick but a psychological thing that you must know in order to make someone buy. The third thing, I'm going to go over something that you most likely have currently and that you can use, and I'm going to go over like how I used it to basically help a client of mine. We ran this A/B test that generated them an extra $30,000 per month with a simple A/B test that took like 5 minutes to set up. And the fourth thing, how you can apply all of these things that we'll talk about to your own store. So one of the biggest problems that I see with stores that aren't converting is that the owner is basically adding elements that he doesn't even understand why he's adding. He is doing this, like as I said, he's just you 100% have seen those videos, like top 5 high converting elements you must have on your store. And look, sometimes these are good, like for example, if Carl Weiss creates something like this, you know that is good, right? You know that there is something that he created that video for a reason, right? But most of the time, even if you copied Carl Weiss, even if you copied like some other very like smart CRO guy, even then these things might not convert. And let's say you are going to add some element like this, right? Do you even understand why you added this at the first point, right? The idea is to get your store to convert higher. And why in the world did you add this section? So you added a section that explained the benefits more, right? But maybe you even had another section, and you added this section only because someone told you. Like, why did you do it? And let's say you did this, you added, right? When it doesn't convert, when it doesn't work, do you understand why it didn't work? Because you don't only learn from winners, you also learn from losers. So was it the image? Was it the headline of the section? Maybe people like just skipped over, they didn't find it interesting. Was it the copy of the section? Maybe people actually paid attention to this section, but it didn't really change their mind. It didn't change their belief. It didn't like hit them in some specific pain point, you know? Because the thing is that in order to fix something, you need to understand why you're putting it there. And I'll be honest with you, like when I was starting out, so I was working on this very interesting, like very specific, very unique gift store, and I didn't really know too much about CRO at this point, right? Like I knew some things, but not too much. And what I did is what most likely some of you are doing. What I just went to another store like this, and I went to a store also selling gifts. I went to a store that wasn't selling gifts, but it was like in an adjacent like niche, something like that. But they sold something similar, and I was like, okay, this store is doing good, right? Like this, they have this section, they in the homepage they have like this layout, they have a headline over here, a subhead, they have this type of image in the background. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this for the guys that I was working with for the brand, and I'm just going to copy it and see how it goes. I did that, and of course it didn't work, right? And this thing is called funnel hacking, and you gotta avoid this, man. Like I'm telling you, you need to avoid this. Because do you think that my store and your store have the exact same problems? Do you think that they have the exact same objections that you need to handle? So when someone is actually like lands on your product details page, what should you have some points here instantly that you need to counter? Maybe they're going to be objections. Maybe you're going to mention the desires that you actually like, that you actually can achieve. Do you think that my and your product have the exact same sections below here that are supposed to actually make someone buy? Even if we are selling the same product, are we targeting the exact same persona? Are we targeting the exact same target audience? Maybe we are. Well, then that is also not a good thing, but okay, there is another point. But even then, you need a section, or you need sections below that are going to talk about different points that are going to make you stand out. So again, when you're blindly copying, you're just solving the wrong problems and handling the wrong objections. But once I stopped copying like this, and once I actually like started thinking logically about what people needed to see on my store in order to actually like purchase from me, and once I understood how these people actually came to making buying decisions, like how they bought, why they bought, what they needed to see in order to buy, then I started seeing some very big changes. And this wasn't like with the logical part that you might think when someone actually like reads this and they logically think, okay, is this what I need at the moment? Is this ingredient the right ingredient for me? No, I'm not talking about that part. But once I understood about the like instinctual side of the humans, that they might not even read this word, like only this image might be something that they see. They might just skim through the headline, to the subhead, and that still is going to make them buy. Once I understood how to actually do that, that is when like I started generating such good results for clients. And honestly, once you understand this, you'll never look at your store the same way again. So two things are happening when someone is landing on your store, right? So you created an ad, you captured their attention, right? And they're like, okay, they landed here. Now two things are happening. There are two sides of each human. So one side is the fast side, and they're basically landing on your store, and they are not thinking too much. They're just scanning. So they're like, okay, this is the image. Okay, I landed on the right store. Like they're not thinking this. This is happening all subconsciously. But they're like, okay, the ad was about a shoe. I am now landing on a store, and the image is of a shoe. Okay, I'm on the right page. The headline is about the shoe. The subhead is about the shoe. Okay, this is all good. And now they are not even reading it fully. They're just scanning through it, and everything is happening very fast, very subconsciously. It's filling out the page, and in seconds they're deciding if this is the right page for them. Now the second system, they are landing on the store, and they're slow, right? They for sure are looking for reasons to trust you, but they still are the like very skeptical side of our brain. It's reading like everything in detail, like okay, they landed on a listicle, right? And they are very like intently reading the headline, they're reading very intently the subhead, they're really like full focus reading the listicle points. And basically, Dylan Ender calls this Gator and Judge. So the Gator is basically like pure instinct, right? They land on your store, they are fast, they are thinking, they're not thinking, they are just acting, they're seeing how the store feels. And basically, if your store makes the Gator like not question anything, if it basically like has all of the expectations met, and if they read the right thing at the right time, if they see the right thing at the right time, then the Gator is eating. And let me tell you, then the Gator is eating very good, and you're making a lot of money. But now the Judge, right? When the Judge lands on your store, like they're really slow. They're taking like deliberate action. They're slowly reading everything on your store. It's analytical, it's skeptical, and basically the Judge mainly gets called when something is off. So let's say on this store, right? They land on the homepage, and the ad talked about like a shoe, again shoe, but if the image here showed a like they still wanted to show the shoe, but they showed the shoe on a biker. Now I'm landing on a store, and I'm like, okay, is this actually for the shoe? Because the shoe is only like down here, but the biker is actually like in the main frame, and the shoe isn't really even that like visible. Is this the right store? That is making me think too much, and I'll just bounce. I won't even give this a chance. Same thing if a testimonial feels fake, if a headline in a listicle is bad, like they're going to sit there and they're going to be like, okay, this doesn't feel right for me, I'm out of here. And when people hear this, and probably now that you're thinking this, you're like, okay, so I need to make my store fully for the Gator and try to kill the Judge, right? No, that's not what I'm trying to say here. So the thing is that people have different buying temperatures, right? So some people basically are like ready to buy. Like let's say if let me go down here a bit. So this is above the fold, right? Like you're going to land here, and what most people do above the fold, some have pre-landers, some have just product details pages, and this is below the fold. Let's say for a product details page, let's just keep it simple, right? The thing is that one person can be so like can have such a hot buying temperature that they won't even scroll down here. They'll just land on the store, and the store is above the fold is going to have an image. It's going to, oh my god, my drawings are so bad. It's going to have an image, and the headline is going to be here, maybe just a few basically desires and benefit points here. This is enough to make them buy. They see that to cart, they're like, okay, that's it, I'm buying. This is the Gator having like, it's even good, right? It's not a correct image, it's other things it wanted to see, it's in the correct place, it bought, that's it. Now another person is going to land, and they're going to see this, and they're not going to be satisfied. This person is going to 100% continue scrolling down, and Most people are like this, which is why we build pre-lenders. But again, there is another point. But let's say it's on the product details page, which you shouldn't just have your people land on a product details page. The thing is that these people are going to start scrolling down, right? And then you are going to have other sections here. Like, again, you're going to explain something else here. You're going to have maybe another headline, another section. Here you're going to have reviews. They're going to scan through them very, very carefully. Here you're going to have like this comparison table, like you versus your competitors or whatever, another section below, and then some FAQs here, right? They're going to come here, they're going to read very carefully your return policy, your guarantee, and only then they'll decide if they want to buy. But now here's the thing about this person. Maybe you left something unanswered. Maybe there is something that still hasn't been answered here. You didn't satisfy the judge in them. An objection was left unhandled, a question was left unanswered, and they leave. They're like, okay, these guys like don't get me. They're not even, they might not even be thinking this consciously, but subconsciously they're like, okay, these guys don't get me. They didn't answer all of my questions. Like, I'll just go shop on another place, or that's it. You know, they won't come back. And now you see, does this make sense? Like, does this make sense? Why you can't just copy someone, add their sections to your page and be like, okay, like this is going to make me buy? Yes, there are like best practices, you know, you must have reviews, you must have, your UGC is very good to have, FAQs are a must have, all of these things, but still it is very specific, like what your judge version of your persona and your ICP needs to see, and what your competitors ICP and their judge needs to see. And just you know what, you can think about it like this way: below the fold, this is judge territory. This is where you answer like all of the extra questions they have, handle objections. Above the fold, Gator territory. This is where you make those people that are like just like ready to buy, hot temperature, like just they need to see the right thing, the offer in front of them, they're gone, they're buying from you. This is their territory. And again, most of the people will scroll down, they'll need more warming up, and this is why, again, pre-lenders are very good. But okay, I just told you the like psychological thing, Gator versus judge, but how exactly are you going to use this? Like, how exactly is going to help you convert people better? So you might start like getting an idea, but the thing is that this is going to be best combined when you watch how your users act. And how are you going to do that? We are going to do that now that you know about the Gator and judge. You are going to look at this like so differently. We are going to do that with heat maps. And most people, when they hear heat maps, like, okay, yeah, they might have Clarity installed, they have seen like where people are clicking the most, but they like just with the click, okay, let's say I know that people are scrolling below, I know they're clicking the UGC video, they're watching it, but just with that click, I can't say too much. Like maybe this guy that clicked on the UGC like likes the UGC, maybe they clicked it and they're converting better. But what if this video actually made them not buy? What if this was the reason that they not buy? You're going to see a click on your UGC and you're going to be like, okay, a lot of people are clicking, that is very good, but again, that might not be good. So now that you understand judge and Gator, you must understand why clicks are happening. Is this the judge acting? Is this the Gator acting? And just to connect this again to the psychological thing, so let's say you see a lot of clicks on your gallery, right? Even the images that are down here, you see that people are, or maybe the buttons here. Let's say people are clicking a lot of this, right? This is Gator activity. Maybe you have some accordions down here, like some text and this little caret here. Maybe people are clicking on that a lot, and you know that, okay, this might be judge looking for more answers, but most likely it's just Gator like clicking on instinct, just to quickly scanning through things. But on the other hand, if you're seeing maybe clicks on things that aren't clickable, maybe you have an image over here and you see a lot of clicks on this image, but it isn't clickable. This is the judge acting, right? They're clicking on something. What they expected to happen isn't happening. Let's say you see a lot of people scrolling down and you see a lot of clicks on your FAQs. You know that this is where the judge is acting also. And you know that something on your page might have created doubt, that now they are looking for answers here, even at the end of the page where the FAQs are. And this next thing I'm about to tell you is where this gets so powerful. So pay very, very good attention to here, because I'm telling you, this is going to make you so much money. So remember when I said that an accordion can be, let's say, a judge or a Gator, right? There's this thing in Clarity called conversions. There's this tab called conversions, right? Like you can see click maps, you can see scroll maps, attention maps, and you can also see conversions if they are set up. Now this is very powerful, because let's say the hero, right? You have I don't know, details here, like details about your product, right? And here you have shipping and returns. You see that a lot of like more people are clicking on shipping and returns than they are on details. And you're like, okay, people care so much about shipping, like this is 100% working better. You're going to be happy with it, right? You might even want to push this like further up the page or something like that. But what if I told you that details that had less clicks actually converted people better than shipping and returns that had more clicks? This is the power of the conversion step, because you will understand if a click is making you money. Because in this example where shipping and returns is not making us more money, we know that something in this accordion is broken. We know that there is a piece of information either missing, that there is a piece of information that made the viewer just, or not the viewer, but the buyer confused, and they were like, okay, this is not what I'm looking for. They probably left. But on the detail step, this is something that actually made them buy, right? Like the right information is in there, and it answered some of their questions, and this is what is making you more money. Now let me tell you how I use this for my clients. So basically what happened was at FAQs, right? We had this one frequently asked question, and I saw that not too many people were clicking on it, of course, because it was at the end of the product details page. But when I saw that 12% of people that clicked it bought, I was like, okay, like compared to the other FAQs that people were clicking, right? I was like, okay, people care about this FAQ, right? What did I do? Such a simple thing. I just took the information from here, like made it just the same thing said again, but in a shorter way, and I just put this information in a bullet point here in the hero section. Let me tell you, this thing made the brand 30,000 extra dollars, and I'll try to find the screenshot right now. Yeah, it wasn't 30,000, it was actually 115,000. Like what? Okay, I guess I mistook it for another A/B test, but yeah, this is the power of it. I just took this screenshot from an A/B test that won a couple of months ago. You can do the same thing. Like, bro, imagine with one such simple A/B test making an extra $115,000. And this is the difference between just looking at clicks, like where people were clicking, and actually understanding why they were clicking. But okay, I told you about all of these things, but you're like, Peter, how can I, what exactly are the next steps that I should take on my store? How should I exactly follow this next to achieve results like this, 150 extra $1,000 per month? I'm going to tell you that right now. And honestly, people like to overcomplicate this a lot, and it can get super complicated. Like you can do this on the home page, on the collection page, maybe on your pre-lenders, maybe potentially you can see on what sections people leave. But I'll just keep it very simple for you. Let's do this on the product details page. Okay guys, you can somehow figure out like who this client is. Like I don't know what to say. Like I tried, this is a client that I'm working with. I can't show you the images and all of these things because you'll figure out who they are. This is the hero section of one of the product pages, right? So let's see, first of all, this is you already know that on most product details pages, like the gallery is one of the most important things and one of the things that people click the most. There's no exception to this. Like this was the hottest over here. Like most read people were able, almost like every single person that landed here looked at the images. So if this store is not converting, I'll be like, okay, could potentially like the people that are landing on this store and looking at the images, maybe the images are the problem. Maybe we don't have good enough images and we need to actually change them to make this store convert higher. And what you would do, go change the images and see if that improves, run an A/B test. But in this case, okay, this is not bad. Some images I can see are converting. Oh wait, let me actually change the color. Some images are converting better than others, and I here would look at these images and I'll be like, okay, people care about these things more, and I can't, like, I know I can see the trend here. I can't tell you exactly, but this is what you're going to do, right? Go and see, like I can see, okay, this thing is on this is why it's converting. I can see a lifestyle image is converting better. Like let's say that is the case for this example. A lifestyle image is converting better, and I'm going to maybe change these images based on that, right? I can see that for example, the shipping and returns, I think this is a glitch. If I'm being honest, it's not at zero, I know that, but I can see that our guarantee is converting so high, right? When people click this, it is converting at 20%. But now the thing is, not enough people are clicking this. Not enough people have clicked this. And what I might do, since it's converting so high, I might take the guarantee and put it above the fold, because on mobile this is below the fold, right? So what I might do is be like, okay, even since not many people are clicking it, it is converting so high, let's test that. Let's test putting it a bit higher on the page. And I can see the details, people care about it a lot. This thing, which I cannot show since you know who it is, and what type of brand it is, people care about it also, and so on. And let's say, because this is also a very important thing that you can do, let's say like you looked at clarity again and you saw that below here, when people reached the first section, you saw that there was a big drop, right? You saw that by this point, there was a decent amount of people here in the first section. After they reached it, huge drop, a lot of them left. And now this would make you think like, okay, is it this section's fault? Is it maybe the above the fold's fault? And what can I do to actually make the person intrigued to want to continue reading more? And you are going to continue doing things like this. You are going to continue looking at other pages as well, but this is just for the product details page for now. And you're going to be like, okay, do I need to put a different section? Do I need to handle a different objection here? Do I need to answer a different question here? Whatever it is, I can't tell you specifically. You're going to figure it out for your own store. And yeah, like this is the power basically of the Gator and the judge versus the judge. And you must understand this in order to understand what sections you must have on your store. Don't, as I said, don't just Google looking for what sections to add. Don't just steal from a competitor. And yeah, but if you want to see how I helped a brand actually reach 600,000 per month, then there's a video on the screen right now. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.